Hey guys, so we're back on YouTube, and today we're going to talk about something that used to really scare me, which is my family's medical history. Just seeing people in my family deal with certain medical things and realizing like, oh, those are in my genes too. Is my body just waiting to betray me one day? Yeah, not a great feeling. So I did actually end up learning something that changed my complete view of health in my life. Honestly, I've become a very much so a healthier person since I've learned about this. It all started with the book, The Biology of Belief by Dr. Bruce Lipton. Now, honestly, this is an amazing book, and I really feel like it should be required reading. Like, everybody should have to read this book. And I definitely recommend that you do if you have the time, but I totally understand if you don't. But this is a book that really just started pulling a thread in my brain and helping me to see things differently. Our environments really do affect us more than genetics in a lot of cases. And there's been really interesting science to come out and support that. So I want to go over a couple of those with you guys. Let's take a closer look. But first, we're gonna do a little example just to kind of illustrate the picture. So let's say you have a blueprint for a house, right? And you're gonna build two houses with this one blueprint. The first house, you're gonna be cheap. You're gonna use the cheapest labor, the cheapest materials, and try to just get it done as quick as possible. The second house, you're gonna use the best money can buy all the way around. And then you can compare these two houses that were built from the same blueprint, but are they the same house? No. And that's kind of like the expression of your genes, only with genes it's even more complicated because you can have certain genes be switched on or off by your environment, which we are actually in control of our environment to a certain extent. So it's basically how you can get to be in control of your own genetic expression to an extent, right? But let's say, you start building this house and you're like, oh my gosh, actually, now that I think about it, having this wall of windows here is going to be way too bright for the spot I chose to build my house in. Let's not do that, and let's just put a wall there instead. Like, you can do that. There are all sorts of different events in our lives that can actually impact the way our genes are expressed. Things like our diet, things that happen to us as children. Actually, there's a really cool study. It was supposed to be finding out if depression was had genetic causation factors. Like if you could be genetically predisposed to being depressed. Would your genes make you more likely to be depressed or not, right? But what they actually found out was it's like the opposite. Depression can actually change your genes. They were looking for a gene that caused depression, but what they found was staying in that depressed state for a long period of time actually shortened the length of the telomeres in your DNA. That means something happened in these women's lives that they were studying, and it literally changed their DNA. An outside event actually affects the way that they are aging. And to go kind of hand in hand with this study, there's completely unrelated, actually, I'm relating them now. But there's a really cool study that I'll have linked in the comments. It's about feelings and the effect that our feelings have on our emotions. And it was basically these researchers were taught how to really convey this feeling. Like you can measurably, output positive energy. And that's what they taught these people to do. And then they had these people put this positive energy, this joy, love, gratitude, channel this energy into a petri dish that had human DNA from a human placenta. And then they measure the effects of this energy, this input of positive energy onto the effects of this DNA. And what they saw was this positivity being consciously, intentionally channeled onto this DNA, this raw, pure sample of DNA actually lengthened those telomeres. So depression shortened the telomeres and love and gratitude lengthened them. What? That's actually crazy. I feel like everybody should be talking about this everywhere. This is something that should be taught. It's crazy to me that we don't talk about this more. So that's why I'm making this video. Thank you for being a part of it. Yeah, let's continue. So yes, your emotions do have an effect on your DNA. Actually, there's studies about how environmental toxins and pollutions, exposure to these things over time, can also affect the expression of your DNA. And we know that life events can shape DNA as well. In the study of epigenetics, we can see how, to a certain extent, even events that parents underwent, they can try to transfer some of whatever they learned from that event to their children in the form of genes. You see this in like the Holocaust survivor studies, even studies on soldiers that have gone to war and come home and their children. There's all sorts of really interesting science on it. But what does this mean for you? Well, my friend, in a nutshell, it means your DNA is not your destiny. There are lots of things that we, as intentional living beings that can make free will choices every day, your DNA might be a blueprint, but it is not. It does not determine the kind of house that you will build with it. You can change your building materials, you can change your environment, you can change your exposure to all sorts of different energies. So really, no, your DNA is not your destiny. The science is there to support that statement, and I'm here to support you. So drop me a comment, share this video with someone you think would like it, and let me know how this made you feel. I'm here to help. I'll be making more empowering educational content for you. I'll see you later on From Chaos to Cosmos.